My name is Tim Murray. I'm the President and CEO of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce. My involvement with the development of the Worcester City Square project, dates back to before 2003. As a city councilor and then, also as mayor of Worcester, I saw that the mall had really become both a psychological and financial anchor for the city in the sense that it was essentially vacant in the heart of downtown Worcester. And so we embarked on a study with some interns working in the mayor's office for me, looking at what other cities across the country had done to deal with underutilized or dead malls as they were characterized. Well, it's particularly gratifying, to be able to lead, the implementation of a vision for your hometown in such an impactful way. It's incredibly gratifying, but nobody does it alone. We had a lot of people over the years who played significant roles in having this project continue to move along. Certainly Berkeley Investments coming in and buying the mall from Cigna. The city shortly after that working with them in hiring an internationally known design firm, Sasaki, to come and do a public planning process, a charrette, where the public was invited to come down and give their input as to what they would like to see happen in terms of a reuse or potential demolition of the mall. That took place for 2 days at Union Station, and probably 600 people participated in that process. So that just showed that people understood the importance of a strong downtown. They understood the importance of having connections with the east side neighborhoods of the city of Worcester. So we had an idea. We put educated people on the merits of the idea, how other communities had tackled the problem, and then just through hard work, city councils supporting this for the most part in majority numbers, having the state step up when the great recession hit, having a company like Hanover Insurance take over a significant part of the project with their leader at the time, President and CEO Fred Eppinger, and their board, having a company like Unum continue to stay in Worcester and being a part of that, St. Vincent Hospital. So a lot of people deserve credit for it. Later, when I was Lieutenant Governor, we were also able to put some dollars with Jim McGovern at the federal level in the infrastructure improvements. So a lot of people deserve credit, but it just shows the power of an idea. Harry Truman's one of my favorite heroes, not just because of politics, but incredible life story. But he had a saying that the only thing that's new in this world is the history you don't know. And when we started on the research and development of what communities had done to tackle the issue of dead malls, we researched what other communities had done who faced similar situations. And Lakewood was one of those situations where they had a dead mall, and they created a mixed-use development with the demolition of that mall and selective reuse. And that made the most sense. When you look and study at downtowns and cities that are growing and thriving, they have 18-hour-a-day downtowns. The ingredients that usually drive that 18-hour-a-day activity include, work, includes retail, and includes people living downtown so that they can also work there, or also living downtown so they're close to amenities, the Worcester Public Library, public transportation, the various arts and cultural venues, parks. These were all things that we looked at, and there were some excellent examples out there. And to me, those power of examples were important because it showed stakeholders, property owners, it showed elected and appointed officials, business leaders, that this was possible. Because sometimes in Worcester, there's those who like to point out problems and lament problems and criticize, but it's sometimes harder to get things done. And I think the power of examples shows that when people come together, they collaborate and put their shoulder to the wheel, you can get things done. And it's amazing to see the construction cranes, the activity, the jobs that are being created, both permanent and temporary, the construction, permanent jobs, and the economic activity and tax base that's being expanded as a result of this project. What I'm most excited about, with City Square, taking this idea and this vision and seeing it implemented, working with so many others, is that it accurately portrays, I think, Worcester. Oftentimes a downtown is the prism in which people view a city. And quite frankly, because of some bad urban design plans in the 60s and 70s, and some national trends that were happening. We eminent domain, 25 acres in the heart of downtown, destroyed the logical street grid, got rid of housing. We created basically a barrier, a physical barrier from the downtown with the city's east side neighborhoods, and the ability to access different parts of the city through the downtown. We also saw some companies, relocate to the outside regions of the city, so you lost a lot of that density. And to see us go back to the future, when the idea of kind of tearing down parts of the mall came about, and then we did the research paper, it's really going back to the future, and I referenced the Harry Truman quote. When you talk to people, on their front porch and listen to them about how they talk about downtown used to be, it was walkability, people living downtown, close proximity to the downtown east side neighborhoods and other neighborhoods, Crown Hill, historic neighborhood, parts of the Main South neighborhood. If we can create a desirable place, downtown is everyone's neighborhood, regardless of where you live in the city, and quite frankly, the region. It is a hub. So to have a revitalized downtown that's active, exciting, what people want to be a part of, that sends to me the signal, an accurate signal about what Worcester is all about. It's a growing city, it's an innovation city, it's got a diverse economy with a lot to offer people in terms of quality, high quality experiences, but much more affordable than the greater Boston area. So to me, that is a good recipe for future success and momentum, and this is a big part of it, and hopefully will lead to investment. It already has led to investment in some of the areas around downtown, but also in some of our neighborhoods where we have some opportunities as well. And we all wish we could wave a magic wand and fix a problem and get things done, but it takes collaboration, it takes people working together, it takes a positive, I think, outlook of where you're going, and this is all about that. Like a lot of things in Worcester, there are those who want to point out problems, and there are naysayers, and then that exists, in lots of places, not just Worcester, but you can't let sometimes the loudest voices kind of dominate. You've got to say, what is your constructive alternative? How do you get something that needs to be done, and that is involved. It's listening, it's collaboration, it's working together, and to me that has really been the recipe of Worcester's success. Whether we talk about City Square, we talk about Gateway Park, we talk about down in Quincy Village and rejuvenating an old steel mill to 600,000 square feet of commercial industrial space, the South Worcester Industrial Park with Table Talk expanding. Those are just examples of where people working together, having patience to find the right type of development, you can make good things happen, and that's a recipe I think we should continue to utilize as we seek to create jobs and expand the tax base in the city of Worcester and the region.